Well, welcome back to another episode of Bishnow Ballistics. Today, we are going to follow up on one of my favorite projects that I've had so far. So, before we get too deep, if you haven't seen my other 6.5 PRC videos with this Christensen rifle, jump back to those, see how things went at the beginning with this one, because the video that we're looking at today is an evolution on what we did with that one. All right, so for those that need to know, not loaded, bolt is completely open, chamber is empty. You can kind of see it there. This is the Christensen Mesa that we have redone, and you'll notice one big change about it. Biggest addition is a 24-inch proof carbon barrel. So I recently bought this and had this rifle rebarreled. It is super awesome. I really do love the look and feel to this one now. Having essentially what is a full-length barrel on a rifle like this definitely takes it to the next level. On the end, we left the T-Back Ultra 9 on it. It is a 30 caliber suppressor by Thunder Beast Arms. Awesome suppressor. So let's jump into the shooting. You can walk through some of the groups here. Just a quick note, I did lose some of the audio here. I think it's because I'm stupid. So we'll jump into the shooting and we'll catch you on the flip side of this video. We're gonna try something new. This is a new round that Hornady just put out. It is the Hornady American Whitetail. And a couple of their loadings we haven't seen before. So in 6.5 PRC, but also it has got the 129 grain SST bullet in it. All right, so like I mentioned, this is the Hornady American Whitetail. I've got the chronograph data pulled up in front of me here, and I'm just rolling in a little bit of footage, but to talk through the shots as they sort of go on, I got 29.26, 29.65, 29.72, 29.27, and 29.37. These were not the exact first rounds that I shot out of this barrel, so it's hard to tell if that first shot being slow was just cold bore. Even if you remove it, the average is still going to be kind of wonky with that extreme spread being pretty high. So overall, the round didn't do what I expected it to do. Those dots there are about 2 inches, and so not a terrific group. Certainly not what we expect out of a round like this, not of a barrel like this. But if you are killing deer at 100 yards, this is probably a perfectly fine round if you chose to use it. So consider that when you're picking up boxes of ammo from the shelf. All right, next one's here, Federal Terminal Ascent, 5-shot group, a little over 2 inches. We had one flyer there, 2,500 kinetic energy on it, so solid energy, average of 29.93 overall, with that extreme spread being extreme. It's almost 100 feet per second. So still trying to decide whether I like this cartridge, out of the factory, but overall it looks cool, I guess, if you like nickel-plated brass. Just didn't perform the way we expected out of this rifle combo. All right, last ones for factory ammo are the Barnes Harvest Collection 145 grain tipped Game Kings. These did a pretty strong group, again 2-inch dots, so we're a little over 2 inches there. One thing to note about this one is speed is considerably slower. We're upper end 6.5 Creed, like high upper end 6.5 Creed velocities. So, but not bad in terms of standard deviation there. Overall, performed fine. I definitely want to do some more shooting with this type of ammo. I think it's cool and it works in a couple rifles I have. These hand loads are with 55 grains of N565. We're looking at about 27.79 feet per second. So I remeasured the headspace on this. These are seated 20,000 off the lands. 27.21. 27.04. There's a little left. That's probably on me. 27.23. That's probably not on me. 27.15. 27.14. All right. Average 27.15 with a standard deviation of 6.7. 7.6. 28.82. 28.62. 28.67. 28.72. 28.69. That's gonna be the deer load this year. That's a great group. Like that's a really good group. Standard deviation of 6.6. Average of 28.70. Got 2,600 foot-pounds of energy. All right, thanks for making it to the end of this video. These groups along the top row here are our 6.5 PRC groups. Now you'll remember I didn't shoot 4 sets of rounds at this one from the factory rounds. I eliminated a couple of them because they really just didn't perform. And you can see each of these groups. So the dots are 2-inch dots, and you can see nothing super remarkable there in terms of the overall performance. So group 1 includes this flyer up here at the top. Group 2 includes this flyer, and then 4 kind of in there. Group 3 includes all of these shots here, and then group 4 is this one. The ones that did the best were hand loads. And shocker, if you haven't gotten the idea of these videos yet, hand loads are kind of the way to go. So let's show you that target. So these top 2 groups are our 6.5 PRC groups from this video. And this is the first one. We did 55 grains of N565. If you haven't been utilizing the Vitivori powder, so what I consider the more common ones are the Hodgdon powders. You've got your H1000, your Rotumbo, even 4831 SC. Those are pretty common for the 6.5 PRC and even 7 PRC. N565 has just been the best powder that I've seen so far in terms of determining velocities. I do want to do a little bit more testing with H1000. That has a lot to do with the fact that I still have 4 pounds of it over here. So we have more testing to do with that one to see if we can really push the bullets there. But N565 gets a better case fill ratio out of them. You can put a little more powder out of them. And when you load them up in GRT, what you're able to see is you're getting a better burn rate. So you're burning closer to 100% of that powder and burning it before it passes the muzzle. So those 2 things are really important. So best group of the day, it was our 57.6 grains of N565. You have already seen that group. I showed a snippet of it as we shot it, and the performance was awesome out of it. It is a 0.632 inch group out of these. I didn't measure some of the other ones because frankly, if it's above an inch, it's really not worth measuring. And if you take anything away from this video, it is really 2 things. Number 1, hand loading is king here. Hand load your own ammo. You have the ability to control the overall length. You can control how much powder is in there, what powder is in there, your bullet combo, how far that is seated in the case. Those things are all going to matter in terms of accuracy. At least that's what we've seen in our testing so far. So number 1, hand loading is king here. And I'll give you a sub point to that one. The second part of it that makes it kind of difficult is I was shooting these out of a magazine that couldn't quite accommodate the overall length that I ended up loading these bullets to. So maybe that's on me. Maybe I need to do some more testing there. I was essentially able to get 1 round in the mag and 1 round in the chamber, and those fed fine. But if I put any more in the magazine, because the overall length was just slightly too long for that magazine. All right, so point number 2 is, does a barrel length matter? And in my opinion, the answer to that question is yes. Now, when you're shooting some of these newer cartridges, you can get away with it. So I'm thinking specifically about like 22 ARC and 22 Creedmoor, where you're shooting these light bullets super fast and probably utilizing a lot of ball powders out of those types of cases. I think you're probably going to get just fine performance out of them. Now, on the other hand, when you're shooting these Magnum cartridges, so I'm thinking 6.5 PRC, 7 PRC, 300 PRC, and even some of the more common long action calibers like 270, you're going to want to shoot a longer barrel. So those are the 2 most important things in my opinion. This cartridge did great this year. If you haven't seen my last video, which is the one about which hunting cartridges I chose for the year, go back and watch that one. It was a really great video for me to go back and take a look critically at how the cartridges that I chose this year performed. I picked a winner. I don't think it's going to surprise you based on this video. And then there's one honorable mention, which I think might surprise you based on some recent videos that we've done. So go back and watch that one. Is a really cool one. Couple last requests of you. Number 1, if you're using something this hunting season that you really love, let me know what you like about it, what caliber it is, what bullet you're using. I'm really interested in experimentation as we go into 2026. So 2025 was the year of the 25 Creedmoor and 25 calibers for me. 2026, you can only guess, right? We have some 26 calibers right here behind me, so there's a lot more testing that we need to do with them. And number 2, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. Drop a like on the video down below. That's how YouTube recommends this video to other people, and subscribing helps us build the community. It's my goal to try and get 500 subscribers before the end of the year. I don't know if we're going to get that. It's pretty lofty, but I would love for you to help me build the community as we go on this new journey together in 2026. Lots of fun things coming. Appreciate you sticking around at the end of this one. We will catch you in the next one.